Is it possible to master art? Today, I'm challenging myself to make a Tamagotchi, clay art, and a wallpaper set as good as I possibly can. And at the end, I will rate each one of them. Let's begin. Okay, the first craft on the list is a paper Tamagotchi. I found this template online, so let's print it out. I guess we make the frame first, so I'm gonna trace these pieces on cardboard, cut them out, and hot glue them together. The sides of the Tamagotchi are looking kind of bland, so I'm gonna use this pink paper to color them. Okay, I think I miscalculated because the sides of the paper are a bit too small. The paper is still a bit too small, so let's try again. You may be wondering, what about the background? Well, luckily the template came with these background pieces meant to be inserted into the Tamagotchi, so let's see if they fit. Oh, wait, I think they don't fit. That could be a mistake on my part or one on theirs, but I guess I have to cut it now. The background pieces should fit into the Tamagotchi now, and fortunately they do. With the background pieces in, the Tamagotchi almost looks complete. I also put this piece of cardboard in the back so the backgrounds can be inserted and removed easier. Right now I'm laminating these background pieces with tape so they can be smooth and shiny later. After many failed attempts, I also managed to get this straw stuck inside the Tamagotchi so I can move the character as I please. Hypothetically, this Tamagotchi is already finished. However, if you look at a real Tamagotchi, there's this chain on top so you can use it as a keychain, and I want to do the same thing to my Tamagotchi. So I'm gonna use this thing to poke 2 holes on the top of my Tamagotchi, and hopefully I can manage to stick this chain inside. There you go. Now this Tamagotchi is looking pretty much finished, but before we end this project, I think I'm gonna what is it called? Put Mod Podge on it. Wait, why is this so hard to open? Okay, now the Tamagotchi is finished, so it's time we go on to the ratings. It is now time to rate our Tamagotchi project. So for looks, I think it's about a 7 out of 10. Difficulty, it wasn't that hard, but sometimes the glue wouldn't stick or things like that, so 7 out of 10 again. And finally for fun, yeah, it was definitely fun, 8 out of 10. So that's all for the Tamagotchi. Before I begin making clay art, I'm gonna put this piece of wax paper on my table so it doesn't get dirty. And now I can begin. I heard that mixing clay with water can make this liquid that will help stick pieces of clay together. So that's what I have here along with a ball of clay. I'm going to make an orange trinket dish. So I'm gonna start by flattening this ball of clay to make the base, and we'll add on from there. Now that the base is flat enough, I'm gonna cut out a circular shape with this clay knife I found to make a rounder base. For the edges, I'll roll out this piece of clay into a cylinder shape so I can wrap it around the circumference of the base. I'll also be using this method to divide the segments inside the trinket dish. I let the clay dry overnight, and here's how they look. This is the orange trinket dish. I also made 5 other things as little side quests. So these 2 are just little tokens for fun. I also made this axolotl, my personal favorite, which is this capybara with an orange on top, and a cup of lemonade, because why not? The next step is to paint the clay, but before then, isn't that just beautiful? I don't really know why I made that. I guess it's kind of cool. I'm back from my vacation now, but I realized that this axolotl has lost all of its limbs somehow, so that's kind of sad. It's time to paint, and I'm gonna start with the orange trinket dish. Wait, let me dump out the axolotl limbs first. There we go. Since my orange paint is a bit too saturated, I'm gonna mix it with some white paint to create the perfect orange color for this trinket dish. And now I'm gonna start painting. Now that I'm done the base color, I'm gonna add some other details to it. Right now, I'm painting the insides of the orange trinket dish a bit lighter of a color because I think that will make it a bit more realistic. I forgot to film the clips for putting Mod Podge and adding more details to the orange trinket dish, but here is the result. We also have my personal favorite, which is this super cute capybara with an orange on top. It came out beautiful. And this legless axolotl. But without further ado, let's move on to the ratings. So it's time to rate our clay art now. If I'm gonna be honest, the trinket dish kinda didn't look like an orange, so 8 out of 10 because everything else was good. Making things out of clay itself wasn't that hard, but it was still kinda annoying sometimes, so 8 out of 10. And for fun, it was quite fun, 9 out of 10. So it's time for our final challenge. I already started on the background of the first wallpaper, but since it's a bit boring right now, I'm gonna add a rainbow in the corner. And for some reason, this one stroke took me like 20 tries to complete, so that's not very good. But here's the finished rainbow that took way longer than it should have. And do you know what would look so good right over here? A plane. And now we finished the plane. And of course, we also need to add these two ironic M birds. If you know, you know. But that was only the first of many wallpapers. And since I'm positive that you guys won't want to watch me draw wallpapers for 3 hours, I'm just gonna skip to the finish. But in the meantime, I finally managed to get an actual pen for my laptop, which will make drawing a lot easier. So it's time for the grand reveal of wallpapers. We have this bubble one because I got carried away with brushes. We have this gray cat over here because it's just awfully cute. This is another one that came from getting carried away from brushes, but it has a nice color palette. My personal favorite again because it's a capybara. This very cool nighttime lake one. And this plain one that I worked on earlier. But how do all these wallpapers look like on my phone? Right now I'm editing and putting in each one of my wallpapers onto my phone. And here are the results. Whenever I tap a wallpaper, it will change to the next one, and it looks quite nice on my phone. In the home screen, the background is blurred, but it still looks kinda nice, so that's great. Time for the ratings. So it's rating time. For the wallpapers, I'd say the looks are pretty good, about an 8 out of 10. Moving on to the difficulty, it wasn't that hard because it was just drawing, so 6 out of 10. And now we move on to fun. This was super fun, maybe just because I like drawing, but I'm going to rate it a 9 out of 10. So those are all the ratings for this project. The big question is, did I master art? And I'm gonna have to say no to that. I don't really think it's possible to master art. But did I get better at it? Yes, definitely. Overall, this project was really fun, and I think I might do more projects like this in the future. But for now, that's all from me. Bye! Hello, this is Estrella in editing mode. And I really don't have any clips to put here, so I'll just put these random cats in Japan. But anyways, this is my first long-form video where I actually talk, and it's also the first time using this software, so tell me how I did. Anyway, if you watched this far, you are a true one, and now's the actual end. Bye!